wife cheating with two other guys, and had no idea I knew. Let me start by saying this is probably going to be a long read, but I need to get this off my chest. Been reading stories about wife cheating on this sub for months now. Never thought I'd be posting my own. Funny how life works. I'm 37, run my own plumbing business. My wife, she's 34, works at Home Depot in the flooring department. Been married 6 years, together for 8. No kids, thank God, just a lab named Charlie. When we first met, she was just starting at Home Depot. I was doing a big contract job, in there buying supplies almost daily. She'd always help me find what I needed, and man, her smile just lit up the whole fucking store. We clicked instantly, started dating, moved in together after a year, married a year after that. Life was good, you know? We both worked hard, had date nights every Friday, went on vacations twice a year. Sex life was great. Communication seemed solid. I really thought we had this marriage thing figured out. The first 3 years were perfect. She got promoted to department supervisor. I expanded my business. We bought a house, started talking about having kids soon. I had access to her phone. She had access to mine. Total transparency. At least, that's what I thought. The changes started small. Isn't that how all these cheating wife stories start? Little things you notice, but brush off because you trust your partner. First, it was the schedule changes. She'd always work 7 to 4, Monday to Friday. Suddenly, she's volunteering for these late shifts, saying they needed help with inventory. Then came the weekend shifts she had to take because they were short-staffed. I didn't think much of it at first. Hell, I encouraged it. Thought she was a team player, working toward another promotion. What an idiot I was. Then her phone habits changed. She'd take it everywhere. Bathroom, laundry room, even just walking to the kitchen. Always face down when she put it on tables. Password changed from our first date night to something new. When I asked about it, she said her phone glitched and reset itself. I actually believed that shit. The next red flag was her appearance. New clothes, different makeup, started going to the gym. Again, I supported it. Even bought her some new workout gear. Now, I know that gear wasn't for the gym. It was for her meetups. The real gut punch came when I was reviewing our phone bill. See, I handle all the finances, always have. Looking to switch carriers for better business rates, so I'm going through every detail. That's when I noticed this pattern of calls and texts to 2 numbers I didn't recognize. Both numbers had hundreds of texts, usually during her work hours or late at night when she claimed to be doing inventory. One pattern really stood out: frequent hour-long calls during her new lunch breaks. She used to always eat in the break room, said it saved money. Now, suddenly she's taking these extended lunches. Being in business taught me to trust patterns, so I started keeping a log, times, dates, how long she was gone. Cross-referenced it with our credit card statements. Found charges at restaurants 30 to 40 minutes from Home Depot. Some hotel charges too, disguised as HD training sessions. My stomach was in knots. Then came the email discovery. We shared passwords, always had. Logged into her Gmail one night while she was at inventory. I wish my eyes hadn't seen what they saw. Found emails between her and 2 guys, a flooring vendor, let's call him Dave, and some regional manager, we'll say Mike. The emails made me physically sick. Details about their meetups, shit they did in hotel rooms, plans for future hookups. They had cute little nicknames for each other, inside jokes about me, called me Clueless Hubby. I was angry after that. It was hard for me to maintain my composure. For 3 weeks, I played detective while dying inside. Every kiss goodbye felt like a knife in my gut. Every I love you made me want to puke, but I kept my cool, documented everything. The vendor guy, Dave, visited her store every Tuesday and Thursday. Like clockwork, my wife would take long lunches those days. The regional manager, Mike, came monthly for store visits, but email showed he made extra trips just to see her. I hired a PI. Best money I ever spent. Got photos of their meetups, hotel visits, everything. Turns out my wife was playing both guys. Dave thought he was her only side piece. Mike thought the same. These stupid morons were both married too. The lingerie receipts were the final straw. Found them in her car. Victoria's Secret La Perla. Shit we couldn't really afford. Never saw any of it at home. That hit hard. She was buying fancy underwear for these assholes while wearing Target basics at home. I'm not proud of how I handled things, but screw it. We all break sometimes. I'd planned to be cool, let the lawyers handle everything. But then I found a burner phone in her gym bag while doing laundry. Hundreds of messages with both guys. Pictures I can never unsee. Videos that haunt me. My wife of 6 years sending this shit to 2 different married men. Something snapped. I stayed up all night, printing everything. Emails, photos from the PI, hotel receipts, phone records, screenshots, all of it. Made 3 copies. 1 for our divorce lawyer, 1 for evidence, and 1 special folder. That special folder. I drove to Home Depot during her shift. Asked for the store manager, old guy named Bill, who knew me from my contracting work. Handed him the folder, told him to look at it when I left. Included proof that his regional manager was fucking an employee on company time, using company resources. Then I waited. Within an hour, corporate HR was there. They pulled my wife into the office. I watched from my truck as she came out crying, belongings in a box. She called me 47 times on the drive home. I let every call go to voicemail, each message more desperate than the last. Please, baby, let me explain. And it's not what you think. Classic cheating wife crap. When she burst into our house, mascara running down her face, I was ready, sitting at the kitchen table, calm as could be, with all the evidence spread out. How could you do this without talking to me? She screamed. I laughed. Like you talked to me before screwing Dave and Mike? Her face went white. You know about both of them? Yeah, known for weeks. They know about each other now too. Their wives know everything. Corporate knows everything. Everyone knows what a cheating whore you are. She collapsed into a chair, sobbing. Started with the usual excuses. They pursued her. She was lonely, felt unappreciated, needed attention. I deserved better. All that manipulative bullshit cheaters spew when caught. 8 fucking months, I said. 8 months you've been screwing 2 married men, making me look like an idiot, using my money to buy lingerie for them, meeting them in hotels I paid for. Tell me everything, I said. Every damn detail. You owe me that much. Through tears, the whole story came out. It started with Dave, the vendor. He'd flirt during his visits, compliment her, make her feel special. Started with innocent texts, then coffee meetups. By month 2, they were meeting at the Holiday Inn off I-95. Mike, the regional manager, came later. Noticed the attention Dave gave her. Wanted his piece too. Used his position to arrange training sessions at hotels. Company credit card paid for everything. Real classy. Did you ever think about me? I asked. When you were letting these married men have sex with you in cheap hotels, did you think about your husband? She tried touching my hand. I pulled back like her touch was acid. I love you, she said. No, I said. You love what I provide. Security, stability, a good life while you hoard around with 2 pieces of shit who wouldn't leave their wives for you. The divorce was brutal but quick. She didn't contest anything. Knew I had too much evidence. Home Depot fired all 3 of them. Turns out screwing your vendor and boss on company time violates multiple company policies. Dave's wife took him for everything. Mike, who also got fired, moved out of state. My ex, living with her sister, working at a gas station, sometimes sends these pathetic drunk texts at 3 a.m. I miss you. Biggest mistake of my life. Please give me another chance. I'll do anything. Delete, delete, delete. 6 months later, I'm doing better. Therapy helps. Gym helps more. Lost 40 pounds of depression weight. Business is booming. Spite is a hell of a motivator. Saw her at Walmart last week. She looked rough. That designer makeup and fancy clothing, gone. Now she looks like what she is. A cheating wife who fucked up her whole life for some cheap thrills. Did I mention she tried to come back 3 months ago? Showed up at my house crying about how she changed and learned her lesson. Said losing everything made her realize what matters. I just pointed to my security camera and said, "You're trespassing. Leave or I call the cops." To anyone reading this, watch for the signs, the changed passwords, the weird work hours, the new gym routine, the secret phone. Your wife cheating might not look exactly like mine, but the signs are usually there. Don't be afraid to investigate. Don't let emotion cloud your judgment. Document everything. When you find proof of a cheating wife, don't confront them immediately. Get your evidence, get your lawyer, get your plan. Most importantly, remember, you deserve better. Don't let them manipulate you into reconciliation. Don't let them blame you for their choices. A cheater will only admit to what they got caught doing. It's been a year now, dating someone new, taking it slow. Trust doesn't come easy anymore, but I'm learning. Life goes on, and sometimes it leads you to better places than you imagined possible. Remember, the best revenge isn't violence or anger. It's living well and letting karma do its thing. I don't think I have anything negative to say about OP. I think he handled his situation okay. Some of these cheating wife stories don't end the same all the time. Some of these men simp and some men don't simp. But my point is, not every man will react the same. We need to remember that. A lot of men comment on these cheating wife stories, criticizing these guys for not moving fast enough. Emotions sometimes don't have an expiration date, especially in long-term relationships. And you know what? It's okay to grieve a long-term relationship. It's how you proceed afterwards is the most important. But I will leave you with this. Don't ever let someone make a fool out of you.